सो हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। सो कभी आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ कि आप इन क्लास में हो एंड यू बैडली वांट टू आस्क समथिंग टू योर टीचर, बट फॉर सम रीज़न आउट ऑफ शेम या इन्फीरियोरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स और whatever, यू आर नॉट एबल टू आस्क? वेल, इफ़ येस, देन आज की स्टोरी काफ़ी रिलेटेबल होने वाली है, क्योंकि आज की स्टोरी में हम सीखने वाले हैं दैट लर्निंग हैज़ नो एज। So today we are going to take up the story How I Taught My Grandmother to Read, written by Sudha Murthy. So before we move on to the story, let's get to know our author first. So about the author, Sudha Murthy we all know is a very famous Indian author. She has also been a social worker. And when you read her stories, उनकी stories काफ़ी simple language में लिखी होती है and they have strong morals. Alright? So the work they focus on values, families and most importantly education. ऑलराइट, सो इफ़ वी ब्रेक डाउन द स्टोरी आपके बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए, तो एक स्टोरी को 4 पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है। फर्स्ट पार्ट इज़ ग्रैंड माज लव फॉर स्टोरीज, देन कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स बीच में आ गई है, देन शी इज़ टू डिटरमाइंड टू लर्न हाउ टू रीड, एंड लास्टली फाइनली सारे हर्डल्स को पार करते हुए शी हैज़ ओवरकम हर प्रॉब्लम. ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स डेल्व इनटू द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी. सो एज द स्टोरी बिगिंस, हम ये देखते हैं दैट द ग्रैंड मदर शी लव्स लिसनिंग टू स्टोरीज. ऑल राइट, एंड जो मैगजीन्स आता था, लाइक वो वीकली ऐसे आ रहा है, उसमें एक बहुत फेमस स्टोरी होती थी, काशी यात्री. ऑल राइट, दैट वॉज हर फेवरेट, एंड द ग्रैंड डॉटर शी यूज टू रीड द स्टोरी टू हर. वाई? बिकॉज वो खुद नहीं पढ़ पाती थी. सिंस शी वॉज नॉट लिटरेट इनफ, शी कुड नॉट रीड द स्टोरी, सो द ग्रैंड डॉटर वुड रीड आउट द स्टोरीज टू हर. एंड धीरे धीरे वो स्टोरीज पढ़ते पढ़ते शी गॉट इमोशनली अटैच टू द कैरेक्टर, and that was also a very special bonding time, for both the granddaughter and the grandmother. But कुछ टाइम के बाद क्या होता है, the granddaughter she had to go to attend a wedding for a week, and उसके absence में when the magazine arrived, now the grandmother who used to wait eagerly every week, she would wait कि कब वो magazine आएगा and she would read the story, उसको पता चले आगे क्या हुआ. But this time, because the granddaughter was not there who was going to read out the story to her, she felt extremely helpless and dependent. Alright, and that is when she realized the pain of being illiterate. And this is the moment which changed her thinking towards life. As soon as the granddaughter arrived, she decided that she is going to learn how to read and write from the granddaughter, because she did not want to be dependent on anyone anymore. And at the age of 62, she became a student, and the granddaughter became her teacher. धीरे धीरे करके she started reading Kannada alphabets, and she was extremely sincere and serious about her work. Alright. Finally, on the day of Vijayadashami, the grandmother achieved her goal. She read a novel independently for the first time, and she felt extremely proud, confident, and happy. That is the day when she touched the feet of the granddaughter. You know why? Because that day she realized that it was because of her teacher. So the granddaughter was no more a granddaughter on that special day. She became a teacher. Right? So the story ends with a strong message about education and self-respect. So the story has a lot of themes. The first theme is importance of education. How important education is, because this is what gives us independence. Second theme of the story is determination. You should never give up on the things you want in life. Third theme is lifelong learning, that learning has no age limit. Fourth is your respect for teachers, that even granddaughter can become a teacher. And lastly, we see a beautiful emotional bond between grandmother and granddaughter. So we have two major characters here in the story, that is grandmother and the narrator, that is the granddaughter. In grandmother, we see characters like determined, she is very emotional, she is very respectful and very hardworking. At the age of 62 also, she is like working very hard in order to attain her goal. On the other hand, we find narrator to be extremely caring, very patient, and she's very intelligent also. She too is very emotional. Alright. Now finally, we have few questions also for you, so that we can check and you yourself can check your understanding on this topic. So why was the grandmother unhappy? Why did she decide to learn? What was special about Vijayadashami? Describe the grandmother's determination, and what message does the story convey? So, with this, we come to an end to the beautiful story. Please do comment if you want line by line explanation. Thank you for watching.